pandemonium broke out on the floor when Jacob Zuma arrived. You're not going to believe this. I don't believe it. I saw it, and I'm going to show it to you, and you're still not going to believe it, even though you're looking at it with your own eyes. You don't believe me. I don't believe me. Bon.
You can't be alone.
When is not there.
Look at the popularity of Zuma with the media pool. Look at this stampede right here. Look at this stampede. The media is stampeding. The media is stampeding to see the game changer, the chess player. The media is fighting for a shot. Things are breaking. Equipment is breaking. People are falling to the floor. The man is causing a pandemonium on the election floor.
Move.
Security requesting media to move. Security requesting media to move. He is causing pandemonium on the floor. There is pandemonium on the floor right now. Pandemonium on the floor, as you can see. I've never seen a politician pull this off. The media turning into groupies. A groupie media. The media has turned into groupies. Feet are breaking. People are...
There's a group of billionaires in this country. And now you have to listen very carefully. There's a group of billionaires in this country that hate Zuma. But they don't just hate him for him to disappear. They hate him and they want him to publicly hang for a lack of a better description. You must listen very nicely what I'm saying. They want to finish him. They want to demolish him. They want to humiliate him. Zuma left. He went to Nkandla. He was done with politics. He resigned on his own accord. Zuma resigned. Zuma resigned one. He did two things, which is very important that you must know. Zuma resigned as the president of this country when they pushed him. Secondly, when the people in KZN said Zuma must not give himself over to the police to go to jail, he gave himself over to the police. That saved a lot of lives because people were willing to die with a standoff with the police that night. So people, I want you to follow what I'm going to say because I'm going to tell you the most important thing in this election that's about to happen now. So when Zuma resigned, it was the end of Zuma. But no, they were not happy. They were not happy. They wanted to go and get Zuma and put him in jail again. Zuma went for the same thing to jail that Koos Becker refused to appear before the commission. Long story short, what am I trying to say to you? Now Zuma is now back. Zuma's back with a bang. Whether you like it or not, this is democracy. Some people don't like the fact that PA is back with a bang. Some people don't like that Zuma is back with a bang. Some people don't like that. Whatever you think about Gayton, McKenzie, Zuma, Helen Zille, John Steenhuisen, whatever, it's democracy. People choose who they want in power. Now here's where it gets dangerous for this country. Here is where it gets very dangerous for South Africa. The business, once again, business wants a DA-ANC coalition. The reason why they want the DA-ANC coalition is because they don't want Zuma to be part of this government. The Zulu people, half of our army is Zulu. Half of our police force is Zulu. The Zulu people stood behind Zuma. They got 45% of the vote in KZN. I hope you guys still follow me. Now, if you're going to exclude Zuma from anything in this country, be prepared for anything. What am I saying? I'm not saying it should be excluded. It should be included. I am saying business should release the money they are all sitting with in order for children, for people to have jobs in South Africa. Part of the reason why there's joblessness is because the cash piles of business, they are stashing their cash piles. They don't want to release the money back in the economy that they make from the economy. So a lot of companies are sitting with huge stock, huge cash. When that cash gets released back, there'll be jobs for people. There's no jobs for people at the moment because they are waiting to see. What is the outcome of the election. So business wants the DA-ANC coalition. Business is once again interfering in something that they should not interfere in. Now, you see, arrogance helps no one. We can all be arrogant and say, no, to hell with them. Listen, when the riots happened in 3 days in KZN, people died. Now, don't come here in this life with your arrogance and say, to hell with Zuma. This is not just about Zuma. We love South Africa. This is about South Africa. Now, let me tell you what has Zuma done as a plan B. In the city of Joburg and Ekurhuleni, they have 71 councillors in eThekwini. Now, this is where you should listen. In the city of Joburg, Ekurhuleni, eThekwini, they have 71 councillors that want to join MK. You're hearing it here for the first time. So my advice to every billionaire in this country, just stay the hell out of matters. And don't try to force matters to safeguard your profits or to alleviate your fears of what should happen in this country. Rather release the money so people can get jobs. I'm not these political leaders that you guys fund that must now say nothing, but they can see what you are doing.
Yeah, so that was McKenzie. Now, for most of us that are not really familiar with politics and how everything works, and some of us even heard the word for the first time, coalition, we're even struggling to pronounce it, honey. Now, basically, a coalition government exists when two or more political parties or independent representatives combine their votes in a legislature or a council to elect a government and to support the decisions it takes, right? Now, when I was listening to Malema yesterday when he was addressing the nation, I heard some talks. There are some talks between him and the ANC. His reason was, at the end of the day, the party must be sustained and yada, yada, yada. So I don't know, because at the same time, I also heard the DA saying they're not willing to work with Malema. If the DA and the ANC work together, I doubt they are going to need Malema, because together they have the majority, which is 61%. So I don't even know if they are really going to add Malema in the mix, because I heard him talking about that you know, he's willing to sit down with the ANC, and yeah, man, but his percentage very small, very, very small. Even the MK is better, because the MK, at least it will be the majority, because the MK is sitting at 14%, meaning if they work together, the ANC and the MK, it will be 54%, which is the majority, of course. But I am not too sure if the ANC also is willing to sit with the MK, because they also have a history. But this is politics. At the end of the day, they are going to need to work together. But what I see here happening is the DA and the ANC working together to form this coalition. Honey, all right. Now, speaking of coalition, one of President Cyril Ramaphosa's closest confidants, Uzizi Godwa, who is also the Minister of Sports, Arts and Culture, is expected to appear in the Palm Ridge Magistrate Court in Ekurhuleni on Wednesday to face charges of corruption. Now, Minister Uzizi Godwa will appear in court just 7 days after the nation election, and many political observers believe he was protected all along so that he didn't have to step aside as per the ANC rule. Now, the party's step-aside rule stipulates that any member who is criminally charged and appeared in court must relinquish his position. Now, Godwa was implicated during the State Capture Commission chaired by then Chief Justice Raymond Zondo. It was alleged that he accepted bribes totaling about 1.7 million rands from business and former EOH boss Yehan Mackey. Now, Mackey is also expected to appear in the same court. Now, Gotwa was Deputy Minister of State Security when he was implicated, but your President Cyril Ramaphosa went ahead and appointed him as the Minister of Sports, Arts and Culture despite these revelations. Now, Justice Zondo recommended in his report released in April 2022 that Ramaphosa should consider Gotwa's position or Gotwa's then position as Deputy Minister. The Commission accordingly recommends that the President considers the position of Mr. Gotwa as Deputy Minister of State Security, having regard to the fact that Mr. Gotwa appears to find himself in a position where he is beholden by Mr. Yehan Mackey, Uzondo stated in his report. Okay, Mr. Gotwa is beholden by Mr. Yehan Mackey, to whom he owes more than 1.7 million rands on his own version. This is a debt which he cannot immediately repay. It was revealed during the commission hearings that Mackey funded Gotwa's luxury holidays. He also loaned him more than 1.7 million rands. 1 million was disguised as an ANC donation. Now, Gotwa used 890,000 rands of the money to buy a Jeep vehicle in June 2015. Testifying before the commission, Gotwa admitted the payments but claimed they were transactions between friends and not a bribe. He said the money was a loan which he had not managed to pay back at the time. The commission also established that EOH bosses paid 650,000 rands for Gotwa to stay in an upmarket house in Cape Town in March 2015 and February 2016. Now, Gotwa was ANC spokesperson and member of the party's executive committee when he received those payments. Now, EOH was awarded more than 400 million rands in government contracts. These included a deal to upgrade information technology network and security system for the city of Johannesburg. The information technology company was also awarded a contract to provide software licenses for the city. Now, Mail and Guardian reported weeks ago that investigators from the Independent Directorate were not satisfied with Gotwa's explanation that the money was a loan. This because there is evidence, including emails linking the minister to EOH officials leading up to the alleged bribes. In fact, his involvement in the awarding of the contracts can be proven through email communication between him and the parties EOH involved. He even expected that there might be an investigation into the contract, which is why he never expected that there might be an investigation into the contract, which is why all of them were careless. Now there you have it, Mzansi. Do let me know, guys, what you think in the comments section down below.